Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at a game called Linkto. It's a cooperative trivia game. No longer do you have to argue with Grandma whether she's correct on that trivia question. It's not Moops, it's Linkto. So there's two different versions I have here, food, travel, and I fully expect them to make an entire line out of these Randolph games. You're going to have a bunch of cards you'll be playing on the table, and you're trying to match other cards with them. Here's how you do it. In this game, you're going to spread out cards all over the board. So I'm showing you the food one, but here's some examples of the ones from the other set here. That's called travel. So you place these cards. You'll have an answer card, which you don't need right now. And then you're going to take a bunch of clue cards and you're going to shuffle them. You're also picking a level. So let's say, for example, we're going to play level 1. So the clue here is cantaloupe. Level 2 is Smurf houses. Daryl's in Cooperstown has lots of adhesive suckers, and Patch Kids. You'll notice it's not all the same thing. Like 5, the clue is obviously cabbage, and the clue for 2 would be mushrooms, but 1 is cantaloupe. So what I'm looking at here for something that goes with cantaloupe, well, I think a melon, cantaloupe's a melon, so I'll put the card on top of that. Now, if at any point you are in desperate thing, you can check the answer on a card. Each card has a code in the back, and I can turn this clue card over, and number 1, I can match up the code. You'll see that code matches exactly, and so I know that that's correct. But you're not supposed to do that during the game. And then I hear brats, and brats is sausage, laid by a chicken. Oh, that's probably eggs. And you're going to keep doing that. I'm not going to go any farther because I don't want to spoil it for you all. But if you do this, at the end, you'll have 1 card left over. So let's say the card left over is beer. Actually, let's say the card left over is melon. And I'm going to say melon because we know it's not going to be melon. And so at this point, you'll take this. Now you pull out the answer card and you'll compare it. Does it match? In this case, you'll see the code does not match, so that is incorrect. So then you keep going until you find it. You'll move some stuff around, look at some clues. Once you find it, you then check every answer with the clue in the back, like I showed you already. You check each answer. You also get a certain amount of points based on what number guess it was. So if it was your first try, you get 51 points, which means then if you get all 49 other clues correct, you get 100 points total. That's a perfect game. And, that's it. Then you can play round 2. You play round 3. You play round 4. You play round 5. You can play them at different times. You could start with number 5. It makes sake. It's first powdered by Van Houten. I don't know what that means. And that's going to happen. You're going to sometimes find one. Like this one here says, add it to French fries and gravy in Quebec to make poutine for number 5. Well, if you don't know what that is, you can set this to the side, and maybe when it gets narrowed down, like it's down between cocoa and cheese, well, it's probably not cocoa. That's how you play. So I played both of these games almost all the way through. The food one, I found out there are some foods I know nothing about. One of the food cards is a foie gras, and I knew nothing. My family knew nothing. I played that one with my family. And so there's that. The travel one I think is more interesting because the travel one has more unique cards in it, like Empire State Building, motorcycle, Jacques Cartier, bicycle, passport, San Francisco. There's kind of a widespread why the food one is all food. But the food one might be more palatable to some people because of that. The game works well. You're putting out the cards. You're like, I don't know this one, set it aside. You put out all the easy one first. Laid by a chicken, come on. Everyone knows that's egg. You put out the easy ones. Then the difficult ones, you can use logic to basically cover them up. Sometimes you have to make some guesses near the end, but the system works well. And the little clue thing on the back of the card with the little chain and the links and the connections, I like how that works also. So I enjoy this. It's fun. But as you have already surmised, you can play each of these 5 times. That's it. So it doesn't ruin it. You can hand it to somebody else. You might forget in the future that beer or fries or avocado, whichever one was the one left out of number 3. But I can't no, I can't really rate it much higher. 5, it seems too few. I'm giving this a 6.5. I enjoyed it. It's a nice one-off. This would be, ironically, not a terrible game to play at a dinner table, although there is a lot of cards. But while you're waiting for dinner to come, I could see people playing that. I like the system. It works. But I wouldn't go get another one. I would sit there and go, 5 is too few. 5 is, each one will take 20 minutes or so. And there are escape room games, but this didn't give me the same woohoo as an escape room game did. It's just more of an amusing trivia game. So I don't know how to fix that and have 5 more clues on the back of each card. I'm not sure, because 10 does seem like 10. If it had 10 games, I would go, 10's fine. 5 seems just a little too short. That's my biggest hang up. Other than that, using trivia and logic, it's basically that's what a crossword puzzle is, right? You know trivia questions to fill in the crosswords, and then you use logic to figure out what words can fit in these spots due to letters. I don't know. It's an interesting concept. So some people might really enjoy this. If it sounds like something that you might want to bring to a dinner party or something like that, this seems like the perfect game for that. That's Linkto. I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.